I mean by weird colors when I saw Guyker products on their site. And an example is this bridge that I will now show you in detail, which is the exact same bridge that we are going to mount on this guitar, only it is red. But let's see why this bridge is interesting. Then the quality of the materials is very high. The quality of the processing is very high. The finishing of the materials is of the highest precision. I like everything. The structure is made of aluminum, so it is neither heavy nor light because it is not all aluminum. 6 saddles are made of brass. Okay. It's not something to be underestimated. Not only that, but they are pre-stressed saddles, so they already follow the curvature of the keyboard. Obviously, when you buy a bridge like this, you have to buy the bridge right, and you find it written below, as in this case, which is 7.25 inches. So you know if your keyboard is 7.25, you need a 7.25 bridge. Not only this, but I have. Each brass saddle has a roller. The string support point has a roller, so it is not a fixed, static support point, but it's a little wheel that is free to turn. So we remove friction points. We eliminate problems of possible detuning. But above all, let us note how the 6 support point strings is significantly higher than the structure that we can see well here because it is red. There's a nice visual break. We understand it well. The 6 are clearly higher than the edges of the bridge. And this, it may seem silly, but it's not silly. Because on guitars, as we see here, the bridge, like this Jazzmaster, to have a low action. It is very low, and this does not go well with the fact we said that all this potion of chord. It doesn't create a sharp enough angle on the bridge. There is no pressure. It lacks sustain. It lacks attack, which doesn't mean that he doesn't play the guitar. But these are things that you miss, and then it also happens that when you play a little louder, sometimes the strings move. They pop out of their seats, as I explain in the short dedicated to this guitar. In some models, they introduce this string lowerer. It's not for everyone, it helps, but it's not a definitive solution, especially if you don't put it on all models. So what you do on these instruments is, you take the handle tilted a little further back, by adding a spacer under the heel of the neck. And so the strings are lowered a lot, and to compensate for the fact that they are lower it a lot, we can raise it more. The bridge thus increasing the pressure of the strings, thus increasing the angle, the sustain, the attack, and all those things that, as I was explaining, I have a design deficit from the point of view, from the perspective of how this guitar was designed. But as you can see already on this bridge, which is at its minimum, it is not even high already. The back of the string is practically resting on the bridge structure. And this doesn't help, because if the string rests on the edge of the bridge, then it takes away that angle that we are trying to create. By raising the bridge by tilting the handle, Guyker thought more far-sightedly by making the saddles much more high metal edge, and this means that when we go to lift the bridge, to make our attempts to improve the sustain pressure and off, we go saying the string is free, the string rests only on the bridge, on the saddles of the bridge, and then runs freely towards the tailpiece. This is an advantage, not indifferent. Obviously, we are not talking about the fact that the saddles, as I was telling you, they already have their own story. And it saves us time from a setup point of view. Because like on the TOM bridges, we just have to raise this bridge lower, because we don't have to adjust each saddle individually. 2 Allen keys for each saddle here, not everything is fixed. We just have to worry about putting it on and adjusting the intonation with the screws. But I repeat, we'll see the construction quality now. Even in detail between this bridge and the original bridge. Everything tells us high quality, and here I felt stupid once I had it in hand. To say, damn, these people have been writing to me for 1.5 years now only. I said, send me this piece and we'll see how it is, and when in reality, it's been 1 year already. I could have proposed alternatives like these to customers who asked me to change mechanics because they make mechanics change bridges. And all these things here, then super promoted obviously. In the packaging, it comes with the bridge, which is this one here. You find the Allen key, which is used to act on the 2 screws of the 2 pins to lift. Exactly as we were saying, it is to lower the bridge. While to adjust the intonation, you just need to use a screwdriver. We all have a screwdriver, so it's really simple and ready to use. In case you also want to change the bushings on the guitar where the bridge pins fit. The bridge comes with its bushings in here too. I mean, I would like you to have the opportunity to experience firsthand the sensation of feeling like, it's really a fit, I can think of the words in English. Really perfect, I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled with these things. It means that the level of mechanical precision, the production of this bridge is very high, I repeat. I'm super satisfied. I recommend you take a look at the site. To the products they have, because they really have so many things. In fact, since I was there, I also had it sent to me. A set of vintage-style locking tuners for my classic vibe, for my Fender player too, and I can't wait to change them. Because I actually changed the bridge, and I almost saw that a little bit when I play. I dive into using the vibrato lever. It is not wrong to have some self-locking mechanisms. In that case, I'm curious to mount them, but I've already opened. I've already looked at the packaging. I'm already happy, but we'll make a video dedicated to those mechanics there. Well guys, I hope I told you about an interesting topic that made you want to go and take a look at this Guyker.